Hello, ladies and gentlemen. This is Rich going live again for Sports Wire. We've got a lot to talk about. First of all, Chelsea Everton game did not go the way that we expected. Cannot be more disappointed, if I'm to be honest. The way that we dealt with that game definitely was not the way that it should have been dealt with. Chelsea won, Everton won. Absolute disgrace, absolute disappointment. But we will still have to pick up that point and then start moving on to the next game. We don't have an option. Having said that, there are a lot of factors that we have to consider in this game. First of all, we were, of course, affected by the external circumstances in the game when we did not have a lot of attacking options. We only had just one option. With respect to attacking talents in that particular game, which was, I guess, it was Sol Niguez and Ross Barkley. We did not have a lot of attacking talents in that particular game, but nevertheless, we should have still managed to get that win. That was Everton C team. That was Everton C team. Let's be honest about it. So I wouldn't say um, not to too much worry about it, but then we have a lot of concerns that we have to address. Having said that, I'm definitely going to open the lines right now and put the comment. I'm going to send that invite. All that you do is just click on that invite and then you will be directed. Of course, as usual, we are streaming across multiple platforms, YouTube and Twitter. So yeah, go ahead and then click on that link. You will be directly taken here, and then you can stay straight away have a conversation with me. And we've got a lot to discuss about, right, as well in the context of this game. And lots definitely to discuss about. So hopefully we pick up 3 points in the Wolves game that is going to happen in this weekend on a Sunday. But the points that we've lost right now, that definitely will hurt us badly. And I say that because honestly, Liverpool and Manchester City are no way close to losing any point. So in that way, I feel that this particular draw has actually um, is probably going to hurt us really, really bad. And also, um, definitely we'll talk about the player ratings as well, and hopefully the player ratings. I don't know what to say about the player ratings. I mean, I don't know how to even rate the players in this particular game because they've done nothing. They've done nothing, absolutely nothing. But anyways, I'll just bring up the players and then you can talk to me and let me know how you are. What's the player ratings that you probably give for everyone? All right, let's bring up the player rating. Not player rating. Let's bring up players first of all who played in the particular game. Let's start building the lineup actually. All right, this is what we have. This is what right now we've got. We played with double pivot, of course, played with double pivot. And with wing backs, three at the back, and Edu Mendy. This is what we had. So goalkeeper is Mendy, of course. And Ruger, Silver, left back, sorry, left wing back, Reece James as well, Jorginho, and me guys, what do you think about his performance as well? Ruben did not do a lot, Ruben, honestly. Ruben lost his cheek. Need to definitely discuss about this person, Ruben Loftus-Cheek, as well. Of course, we had Mount, um, Ziyech. Actually, Ziyech played here, right? Ziyech played here. Sorry about that. Ziyech, Mount, Pulisic. Yeah, that's the front three we went on with. All right, this was the front three. This was the front three that we went on, and this is the lineup as well. So, when we consider this particular match, I think everyone had a poor game. Everyone, every single player on that pitch had a poor game. Honestly, a lot has to do with how Everton lined up, and they did not have everyone playing for them also. So, if you think in a way, Everton got the better result, and Chelsea definitely missed out on an opportunity. Now, let's talk about this player ratings, right? Let's get started with the player ratings. There's no purpose in talking just about the performance and all that without the player ratings. For me, Mendy is going to be a 5.0. Honestly, he did not perform that great for me to give anything more than that. Rudiger, a 5.0. Silva, I'd say a 6.0. Like a 5.0. Also 4.0. These teams 7.0. Ruben Loftus-Cheek 4.5. Jorginho 5.5. Zich 6.5. Mount 10.5. 6.0. Considering that I'm going to go with this particular match. Yeah, of course, I know you might ask me why this rating, why, how did you come to this number and all of that. I'll give you an explanation as to why I came to this number. Let's talk about Mendy first. He did not have a lot to do in this match, honestly, but in the limited period that he was needed, he of course did not do justice to it, and so I think Mendy, it's rightly said, Mendy is probably going to be a 5.0 for me. Rudiger, on the other hand, of course, he's playing a difficult role given the inefficient Alonso that he has on the left wing back. So the way that he is performing as well is to an extent being very hard to judge because he's basically covering a lot of area and he's basically doing an additional duty. In spite of covering his own position, he's trying to cover that center back and left wing back positions together. So, but then he was not exceptional, or he was not providing anything. Basically, he was doing his defensive work properly. I also think in that goal that Everton scored, Brathwaite scored, I think a lot had to do with how Rudiger positioned himself and also Saul Niguez in that error. A lot of times I've seen in Twitter people just going lashing out just on Saul Niguez. I think there is an aspect to it where Rudiger was also responsible for that particular error. So I think Rudiger gets a 5 for me. Silva, the reason why I gave a 6.0 for Silva is because, you know what, from the center, he's only been he's the only one who's solid. Of course, playing with 37 years, playing consistently every game, day in and day out, he's done a really good job. So I think Silva gets a 6.0. Aspilicueta for me gets a 5.0. The reason why I gave Aspilicueta 5.0 is that he did not do a lot. He did not do a lot, to be honest. He was doing his defensive work. He was trying to combine with Reece James. He was trying to do something, but whatever he wanted to do, it was not happening yesterday. So Aspilicueta gets a 5.0. Marcus Alonso 4.0. The reason why I say Marcus Alonso gets a 4.0 is because we've started becoming a right side oriented team right now after Chilwell's injury. And I partially think that is because we've got Alonso on the left, and we do not, even our players are not trusting Marcus Alonso a lot. So they're trying to drive the attack always on the right flank, and the left flank is left aloof, just because Marcus Alonso is playing as the wing back there. And what happens basically because of that is Chelsea becomes to an extent predictable because every attack is probably going to come from the right side, and all that they have to do is cover the right flank and then start countering either from the right flank or the left flank. Right, and they're obviously going to find some spaces on the right flank because everyone is going to be attacking on the right flank, and if they're able to perform a long ball from after winning the ball on the right side, there's not going to be anyone to receive the ball um, from the Chelsea's area, anyone to defend it. So that's probably the tactics that they're trying to deploy. So Marcus Alonso gets a 4.0 for being an inefficient person on that, or an efficient player, efficient person on that left flank. Reece James gets a 7.0. The reason why I went with the 7.0 for Reece James is because yesterday, whatever he did was absolutely fine. I mean, of course, he gave away the foul, which later led to a goal. But the place that where he fouled, I don't know who he fouled, but the place that he conceded the foul was not a scoring chance. Everton utilized that particular opportunity and scored, of course, but I wouldn't blame it on James. It is rather the blame is to be assigned on the defenders who did not mark Brathwaite properly. So I'm going to leave it at that, and I'm going to say Everton. Reece James had a good game. His delivery inside the box, every single delivery were consistently inside the box, and I really like that. So that's Reece James. He gets a 7.0 for me. Then Jorginho and Ruben Loftus-Cheek. For me, Jorginho played decent, not too great, not too bad. At the same time, I'm not even sure if he's playing with his full fitness. So having said that, the way that he's performed, I think it's ordinary. So he gets a 5.5 for me. Ruben Loftus-Cheek gets a 4.5. I've got no clue as to what he's trying to do on the midfield area. I mean, don't get me wrong, he's a good player and all that, but he's a young talent, of course, a carbon product. So everyone has that expectation, and everyone has that extended run that they want to give Ruben Loftus-Cheek. Completely understandable. But when you play in a double pivot, one thing that is expected out of you is that you will have to release the ball better. You'll have to release the ball quickly. I think Ruben Loftus-Cheek is holding on to the ball for a long time, and when he's being challenged with, sometimes he loses the ball, and when he loses the ball, the back three obviously comes into too much of pressure, and the wing backs are probably in an attacking position, expecting Ruben Loftus-Cheek to pass to them. But since he's lost the ball, it's going to be difficult for them to track back and combine with the back three to form a back five and defend. I think most of the time that's what is happening, and that is where we exactly concede. So for me, Ruben Loftus-Cheek gets a 4.5. He definitely has to improve the way that he's playing. Needs to be a lot more solid in the midfield and start releasing the ball a bit more quicker. Not hold on to a ball for a long time. If you're not having any options, put it back to the defense, and they'll probably distribute it elsewhere. But don't hold on to the ball and keep dribbling the ball horizontally. It's not going to help you anyway. So Ruben Loftus-Cheek 4.5 is what I would give him. Mason Mount, the reason why I've given 7.5, he's probably the man of the match for me. If at all there was a man of the match that I have to select, I'd go for Mason Mount. The reason why I say Mason Mount gets a 7.5 is because, of course, he finished one of those chances in the second half. But in the first half, he definitely had two very good chances that he should have finished. And that too, one of those chances was just one-on-one with Jordan Pickford, which is not even in that 18-yard box, which is more closer than the 18-yard box. So I think he should have definitely finished that chance. And had he finished the chance, you cannot say the game would have taken a different turn. But again, a speculation, of course. Maybe Mason Mount scores the first goal and still Everton equalizes, and this game would have ended up like Leeds game, where we found a result at the end. But there is a good possibility that we might not have as well. So a good chance there. So I'm not going to be speculating and saying that, you know what, Mason Mount did not score and that's why we did not win. When he did not score, he did not take the early chance that happened in the game, that was provided to him in the game. He scored the goal and that's why he gets a 7.5. He was looking good also. He was looking decent amongst the front three. He was one of those two players I'd say was looking to provide something in the game. Hakim Ziyech gets a 6.5 for me. The reason why I put, okay, let's get to Hakim Ziyech later, but let's talk about Pulisic first for now. Pulisic gets a 6.0 for me. Yeah, I think that's a bit even higher for him, but then I'll still go with 6.0. One thing that he is useful right now is the fouls that he's able to get us. And that's probably the only thing that is useful right now. I want him to contribute more on the pitch. This is definitely not enough. He should start contributing a lot on the pitch. He's just, I don't know what he's trying to do, buddy, but it's not working. 6.0, trying to dribble and then moving in forward, but did not really happen, did not really affect the gameplay of Everton. Yes, got us a couple of good fouls towards the edge of the box, which our players failed to convert. And if that is the only thing that you can bring into the team, I don't think so. You are a Chelsea material. I might be a bit harsh here, but Christian Pulisic has been given a lot of chances, and it's high time he takes those chances. So Christian Pulisic gets a 6.0 for me. Hakim Ziyech gets a 6.5 for me. Of course, my favorite player, and I'm not going to be biased sitting here and saying Hakim Ziyech was the best player on the pitch and all that. Of course, he had a very good game. Don't get me wrong. The first half, Ziyech did have a very good game. But in the second half, it was Hakim Ziyech was not comfortable. I don't know what basically happened to him, but he was not comfortable in the second half. But for his first half performance alone, he might probably get a 6.5. That is probably what has earned him a 6.5 right now. I think overall his performance should have been a lot better. Given his experience and given the current Everton squad, he should have been a lot more comfortable playing from the back or winning tackles and then challenging up top and getting goals for himself. For me, this victory against so this draw against Everton is equivalent to a draw that you would do against a championship side. Don't get me wrong, I'm not underselling Everton right now, but Everton's first team was not the team that played on the pitch yesterday. If that's the case, Everton did a really good job. It's almost Everton's second team or third string team. So if Everton's third team cannot be overcome by us, then I don't think so. We deserve the title, deserve the Premier League champion, deserve to be the Premier League champion. Definitely, there's a lot of things that we have to work on before the Wolves game. I'm not sure how much of time that we've got for Tuchel to implement anything that he would want to implement in this squad before the Wolves game. I think the Wolves game is going to be very, very hard for us. I'm not even kidding. We might even pick up a loss from that game. And also, one more thing that we have to realize is that we don't have enough time to prepare for the Wolves game. So I wouldn't be surprised if we lose that game against Wolves. Definitely, we'll try and. I mean, I'm not sure if we can do a preview of the Wolves game, but since it's coming up in a very short interval, so I'm not sure if we can do a preview for that particular game. I'd say just one thing: we're probably going to see the same lineup that you're seeing right now on the screen. Now let's quickly cover the substitutions that were made in the game as well. Saul Niguez and Ross Barkley. Now, you know what? 60 minutes into the game, you're not getting anything out of the game. Yeah, I understand that Tuchel did not have a lot of options, but it looked like as if Barkley and Saul Niguez was the ones who can turn the game on the top on the bottom or on the sides. I don't know. I'm not getting the expression though. So to be honest, Saul Niguez had a very poor game. I don't know why he replaced Alonso. Maybe he replaced Alonso, and since he was playing in his position, he started doing the same thing that Alonso was doing before. And he was completely out of position. Even for the goal, he was out of position. Even not just the goal, other times as well, he was out of position. Not a good sign for a left wing back, and definitely not a good signing for Chelsea this particular season. Of course, on a loan, so we minimize the damage because he is on a loan. But I think he is not a Chelsea material, and don't think so. We should be continuing with Saul Niguez for a longer period of time. MCIG has joined us on the chat. He says, big up MCIG as well for joining in, for tuning in. And, we were just going through the match preview. We were just going, sorry, not the match preview, the post match reactions for the game. I was just giving the ratings as well here. Edu Mendy 5.0, Rudiger 5.0, Silva 6.0, Aspilicueta 5.0, Marcus Alonso 4.0, Reece James 7.0, Jorginho a 5.5, Ruben Loftus-Cheek a 4.5, Hakeem Ziyech a 6.5, Pulisic a 6.0, Mason Mount a 7.5. MCIG says that Saul is to blame for the conceded goal. Absolutely, absolutely. He was not in position the entire game, I'd say, not just for the goal. I mean, his positioning in the left wing back situation was something I was a bit concerned. And I think that probably is, I mean, that actually adds a lot of pressure to Antonio Rudiger, who's playing next to him, and also Jorginho, because these players are getting impacted because of that one person not being in the proper position. Be it Alonso or Saul Niguez, they don't know how to position themselves in that position, start playing. MCIG also says he missed the free kick cross and left Brathwaite unmarked. Definitely, yeah, that's what I was talking about. So Antonio Rudiger was the one who was first going for the ball, of course, but then definitely it was not near to him as much as you would want it. So he left the ball, and then all it had to be done was Saul Niguez getting his head onto the ball and clearing it out. I don't know how he missed that, mate. Honestly, I don't know how he missed that. But once he missed that, we know that there is going to be someone who's going to score. And Brathwaite was there to put the ball in the back of the net, and Chelsea concede after 4 minutes of getting the lead. That's what is troubling me. This is something not new for Chelsea right now. 4 games on the trot. We've started conceding once we've scored. Immediately once we scored. I don't know. We pump the brakes after we start scoring the first goal. That is very bad. That's a very bad sign as well. Saul couldn't get a touch when he was center forward. When he did what he did was shocking. Yeah, I mean, I don't know what he did when he was playing center forward and all that. Like, he was moving completely out, playing center forward and all that. Lot of criticism towards Saul Niguez in this game. I also wanted to ask something to you guys as well. I don't know, guys. Why is Marcus Alonso taking corners? Why is Marcus Alonso basically taking corners? Don't we have other better options to take corners? We had Hakeem Ziyech on the pitch, had Mason Mount on the pitch. Marcus Alonso, don't get me wrong, of course, his delivery is good into the box and all that. I also think Marcus Alonso is better, is useful more in the box rather than delivering it into the box. First of all, he's taller than these both people we just mentioned, Hakeem Ziyech and Mason Mount, which means he can try and head the ball. The second thing is he is a better defender, which means that in the box when they are waiting for the corner, he is a better man to do the job than Mason Mount and Hakeem Ziyech going into the corner box. Of course, you've seen what these guys, Hakeem Ziyech and Mason Mount, can do in the corner. Basically nothing. They're just waiting for the rebound out of the box. They're not even getting into the box. So you're wasting both of these talents in the corner, and I think Hakeem Ziyech or Mason Mount should have been taking the corners in the previous game. I don't know why Marcus Alonso was doing it. I'm not saying that Marcus Alonso was taking all the corners, but then the corners that he was taking, we were not getting anywhere near to scoring the goal. Anyways, that is probably what I wanted to talk about as well. Definitely a short stream, a quick 25-minute stream. Just wanted to cover this, guys. I just wanted to vent out my frustration as well. If you have not watched the full stream, please go ahead and watch the full stream. Hopefully you like the stream. Alonso is slow on transitions. Other than that, he was fine. Yeah, he's slow on transitions, and that definitely is hurting the team. the team was more aligned towards the right side of the pitch and not towards the left side, and that's probably because they are not as confident as in moving the ball on the left flank as they are on the right flank, which means that that exposes Chelsea's left flank. Like we play just one side of the pitch, which means every single team knows that the attack from Chelsea is going to be coming on the right flank. So they're basically ready for that. So once they sort it out, they have to do is just put in a long ball. There'll be only Aspilicueta to defend. If Aspilicueta misses it, then the right flank is completely open to exploit. That's sort of a challenge that's probably what teams are right now operating. That's the as well for them. So definitely a lot of things need to be improved in this Chelsea's Cup. Hopefully we get a win against Wolves. But honestly, I'd go for like even 40 percentage win chances for Chelsea and a 60 percentage win chance for Wolves. Because their squad generally is high. I mean, though their squad is not extremely high as that of Chelsea, but they still are very good defensively, and it's very difficult to play against Wolves. So yeah, is what it is. MCIG also says that I don't understand why we cannot cross it in from deep flanks. You know what? Good question. I don't know why we cannot do it. Maybe we cannot do it because we don't really want to lose the ball. Or even if we cross it from the deep flanks, I don't think so anyone can actually finish it from our box, because consider yesterday's game, we had Pulisic to do that. And I don't think so Pulisic is one such material to get the ball and then start passing it to the front three and then driving an attack from there. Pulisic is obviously going to miss the ball even if you wanted to put it from the deep flanks inside for him. He's not going to receive the ball. He's going to probably fall down and get a foul. That's exactly what he was doing the last game as well. I don't think so a player who just gets fouls for us should be center forward or a false nine, however you want to call it, however he was playing. I think that is something that we definitely have to work on. We still have that striker problem right from the last season. Hopefully Chelsea works it out very quickly, and I'm not sure if we can work it out before the Wolves game. Definitely, we don't have a lot of time to work on our problems right now before the Wolves game. We have a lot of concerns in the team in terms of players being performing with 100% efficiency. MCIG also says, and drill it back to have someone take a shot from the edge of box like Trent strike yesterday. I mean, absolutely. I mean, that's a good plan as well. But do we even have that? Do we even have those sort of players? Hakim Ziyech, I understand immediately it goes to Hakim Ziyech or Mason Mount to do that. But I'm not sure if these guys can do it from outside the box. Mason Mount did it, of course, the last season. Hakim Ziyech, I guess once or twice he's done it. But our attack is not that constricted for Pulisic to make a stop there when the ball comes in. Uh, he controls the ball and then passes it to Mason Mount or Hakim Ziyech to take that shot. I'm not even sure if these guys can do it. This top three I'm talking about. Maybe once Lukaku comes in, that's the tactics we can definitely try. That's why we call Lukaku as someone who can proceed with the play. He's the one who can control the ball and all that. Lukaku can do it, but he's never in position. He's always back to the goal. Yeah, I mean, before Lukaku came in, one thing that we were all talking about, yes, of course, we're getting a striker who can have his back onto the goal, and then he can play for us. Because getting a striker who is good with his back onto the goal is very, very difficult. Yeah, and we got that in Lukaku, but I don't think so he's been as efficient as you would like him to be. So I'm a bit concerned with Lukaku in this season. I hope he recovers better and comes back strong for Chelsea Football Club and starts smashing goals for Chelsea Football Club. Of course, he's got the disease right now, and he's recuperating. Hopefully everything is fine and he comes back normal for Chelsea. So guys, MCI, I think this is the first time even you are joining the channel. Of course, every day at the same time we will be doing live stream. Today is a bit of quick one, so we probably are going to be ending up the stream right now. But please subscribe to the channel, press a like button as well, get notified if you want to like join the stream more regularly. Of course, you will be notified there. And if you want to join into the stream directly and talk to me when the stream is going on, I hope you have seen the link that was posted on the comment section. Click that link, you will be directly taken in, and then you can have your say as well. This goes for everyone who's watching the stream right now. So up the chest, stay safe, guys. COVID is not worse. COVID and mucormycosis is around us. You have to be safe. So just be careful when you are around people. Start avoiding crowded spaces. Yeah, take care, guys. Take care and stay safe. Like I told you, COVID and mucormycosis are around. COVID and mucormycosis is around. So just be careful. MCIG says, already done. Sorry for holding you up. I could vent for hours. We will turn it around. It's just December. I mean, that's exactly what I'm thinking as well, MCIG, if I'm to be honest, because sometimes we drop the pace. Not sometimes, over the last 5-6 years, we've been doing this. We've been doing this over the last 5-6 years, where we completely go ignorant in the month of December, and we come back to January, and then we start, being better. But it's not going to be like the other years. In this particular year, the reason why I say that is because we've got an additional competition that we have to play in, which is the club football World Cup. So again, that's an additional competition for us. So I'm not sure that's going to be coming up in the early next year. So Chelsea is not going to be having a relaxed fixture as we would usually have in the previous years. So that's a bit of a concern for me. Probably like December is how our Jan and February also is going to be looking like. If that's the case, can Chelsea players adapt to it? Do we have that bench strength? Do we have those players who can be as consistent as we would like them to be and perform in multiple competitions together? I'm not sure. I'm not so sure right now. But it would be amazing if what MCIG says happens. If we turn it around after the month of December, and then in the month of January, we start collecting points. Again, in terms of football context, December is the most important month that you would want to pick up points. So we have to do that. MCG also says, we are champions, gotta act like it, because teams will come at us like we are. Yeah, you know what? You make sense. We have to act like champions, but are we doing it right now? I'm not so sure. I mean, we were doing it. Of course, don't get me wrong. I'm not being pessimistic here. We were doing it earlier in the season. Had one of the most difficult fixtures to start off with, where Liverpool, Manchester City were dropping points. But right now, we are doing that. We are dropping points, and they are on the top of their game, and I don't like it. I don't like it a bit. That's where I'm a bit concerned. And the way that they've come back strong, and in the month of December, where you have the most number of games for a particular month, it's scary. Even if you have 7-8 games in this month, and they win all the 7 or 8 games that they're playing, they're gonna go one game ahead of us. When I say one game, like 3 whole points ahead of us. It's very difficult to catch up with these teams. See, again, one thing a lot of Chelsea fans fail to understand or fail to realize is that there is too much of expectation on Thomas Tuchel as well. And Thomas Tuchel, from the day that he's come in, he's been consistently telling us that we've completed the last fixture on the 4th spot the last season. So we're going to try and elevate that. So if at all he comes in 3rd, or if he comes in 2nd or 1st, people are still going to be fine. At least the board will still be fine with Thomas Tuchel, because he's improved the squad. He's improved the league standing for them. So I think Thomas Tuchel's job is pretty much safe, and he's doing whatever he can do with the limited squad he has. They are going on streaks, and we are trying to end our slide right now. Exactly. And this definitely have to stop, because the way that we've been playing against West Ham United, I mean, the previous fixtures that we had was not the very difficult fixture for Chelsea Football Club. I mean, we had to play against West Ham United, Leeds, Zenit St. Petersburg. Manchester United, who are not at their best right now, and this team, Everton. And these games, to be honest, is not the most difficult of games that Chelsea would have to be scared for. But then we're being a bit inconsistent there. I mean, one thing that I can appreciate in the Everton game is that we still had 80 percentage ball possession. We controlled the game, we controlled the pace of the game. That is fine, but your final third product, if it is not there, this ball position is not going to help you anywhere. No team, I mean, the league doesn't award you 3 points just because you have maximum ball possession. The league awards you 3 points when you win the game. So in that way, Chelsea definitely have to do a lot more. Of course, we right now have these line of fixtures coming up for Chelsea, and hopefully we win, guys. We win and take it forward. Stay tuned. We will have watch alongs as well in the channel, like just check out the channel if you've not done before. We usually do watch alongs when the game is progressing. We pull in people, we talk to them, and keep doing that. So we'll do a watch along as well, hopefully, if everything goes fine. I was disappointed when I was doing the Everton watch along. Even the last 10 minutes, I was like finding it very difficult because I mean, the game was boring. The last 10 minutes, the way that we were bored, we did look to attack and they defense in the last 10 minutes also. That's the bit that is me. If you try the last 10 was a bit disappointed. I wouldn't say really a disgraceful performance, but we should have definitely done a lot. I mean, you cannot hold your lead for 4 minutes altogether in your game against an Everton B or C team. I don't think so. We deserve to be the champions of England. And also, talking from a different perspective, I understand that Chelsea right now, Thomas Tuchel just has just 1 year with the club, not even 1 year completed. But the team that he is competing, Manchester City and Liverpool, these guys have been with the team for like together for 5 years right now. So in that aspect, I think Chelsea, though we not do it right now perfectly, we still have 2 or 3 um, years to get it done. Like Hazard, we've signed a new deal, of course. The same with Shaw, the same with Mason Mount. Everyone is signing a new deal, most of our youngsters, which means that we've got 2 or 3 years at least minimum with these people, which means that this is not just the year that we have to perform and all that. We don't have that sort of a pressure like what Liverpool or Manchester City has. Of course, they've been building the squad for 5 years right now, and Pep has spent 1 billion on his Manchester City squad. The expectation, of course, is to win multiple competitions. So that's not the same pressure that Tuchel right now has. Maybe 2 years, 3 years down the line, if he's not winning anything or if he's winning limited, then questions will be asked, but not now. It shouldn't be asked now. CFC Gem has joined the channel GNA TV. Gem, a very popular figure amongst the Chelsea community, has joined the stream. Thank you, Gem, for joining the stream and providing your support. Smash the likes, people. Definitely smash the likes, people. Let's get the likes up and then get the stream across to multiple people, so we can have a more interactive, session, right? Once we have a lot of people in and we talk about Chelsea more in detail. But I was supposed to end the stream 10 minutes before. Anyways, it got extended. So let's quickly wrap it up and let's hopefully try and win the Wolves game, guys. Wolves game. Stay safe. And also, like I always tell you guys, got another comment. MCIG says promote Tuchel to manager so at least he can take responsibility for things he gets blamed. For example, scouting. I mean, he's a manager, right? He's not a coach. He's a manager. He's Chelsea's manager. Thomas Tuchel is Chelsea's manager. And first, to an extent, scouting is part of his job. I mean, see again. Let's be one thing clear about not just Chelsea, most of the football clubs right now. Usually in the past we did not have this sort of a a role called director of football, who oversees the entire operation side of things. But then nowadays we've got this director of football. Even Marina right now is the director of football, I believe, for Chelsea Football Club, which means that she is the one who is going to be overseeing the scouting operations for Chelsea Football Club. Though Thomas Tuchel has a say in the players that he signs, or in the players that he would want, or the kind of scout that he'd like he'd like for himself or for the team. He still doesn't have the final authority, and he will not have the final authority unless and of course he is director of football, which I don't think so is going to be practically possible given Marina's relationship with Chelsea Football Club. That's not going to be possible. But again, she's doing a great job in terms of how we are dealing with transfer situations. Of course, we have a whole episode to talk about this contract saga with Rudiger and Christensen. Hopefully, these guys sign the contract and remain with Chelsea Football Club. Again, Christensen, to an extent, even if he doesn't sign, we still can manage. But Rudiger, the way that he's performing right now, I'd be pissed off if he's not signing a new deal if you're not able to convince Rudiger. At the end of the day, we survived Hazard. We will survive Rudiger. That's the popular statement that I usually say, right? I mean, we survived Hazard. We will survive Rudiger if at all things don't go our way. So just keep that in mind, Chelsea on first, not the players playing in it. Of course, the players playing in it are definitely important, but the club comes first. And when we talk about critics as well, we'll have to make sure that we criticize the game or the players playing in that game, and not just have player agendas, like how Jem was mentioning in GNA TV today as well. Having said that, now we for sure will close the stream. Yeah, hopefully with no further comments to add to. So yeah, take care, stay safe. There is COVID and mucormycosis around. Yeah, keep supporting Chelsea. At the same time, stay indoors. Stay safe, guys. That's pretty what we have. Wolves definitely is round the corner. We'll definitely do it. Up the chart says MCIG. On MCIG. Sports Wire says a bit too late. I mean, Nick Blue, we've just in the process of closing the stream right now, but please make sure to press the like button and go rewatch the stream as well, because we were just closing the stream. Of course, today is a short stream. I just wanted the stream to be a bit more shorter and probably start talking about the Wolves game. Not a good day for Chelsea Football Club after that loss that we've picked up, but yeah, we've come towards the end of the stream. Nick, please rewatch the stream once again if possible. So that is it, guys. Stay safe. There is COVID and mucormycosis is around. So please take care of yourself. Bye-bye.